Good? We're live. All right, everyone. Welcome back to the Community Roundtable here in the Gumball Kingdom. My name is Wild Paparazzi, joined always by our gracious host, Gumball the Gray. What is up, Vinny?
How much, man? How are you?
Doing well. Tonight should be a pretty interesting roundtable tonight. For those that have not watched one of these before or seen the stream, this is a podcast-esque style show where we have members of the fighting game community here in Syracuse, New York, come on and talk with us about various topics. We were talking about fighting game related topics, but tonight we're talking about music, all things music. So it should be very, very exciting. And we have a couple guests with us that I'll introduce here momentarily. But first, I want to take a moment to thank our sponsors. So first and foremost, we have Junk Food Custom Arcades. For those of you who have not checked out Junk Food's Custom Arcades, be sure to do so. They have all sorts of hit boxes, snack boxes, arcade sticks, fighting game peripherals, anything that you could want. If you're looking to step up your game in your favorite fighting game and looking for something new, a new toy to play with, be sure to check out Junk Food Custom Arcades. They have all sorts of really, really cool stuff. Of course, we have Microgame Play and Trade. Got to thank the guys down at the shop, Vinny, yourself, and of course Chris, for they give us the location to host our monthlies, which are put on by Syracuse Sucker Punch, another one of our sponsors for tonight's stream. Syracuse Sucker Punch hosts the monthlies here in Syracuse. Got to shout out the godfather of the FGC, DJ Silence, a.k.a. Kenyon, puts on the monthlies here, out here in Syracuse. And if you are looking to play a little bit more than just once a month, and you want to go down and play at least a weekly, check out our brethren on the Attack from All Sides. On the other side of Attack from All Sides, we have Kangaskhan, who puts on weekly tournaments, weekly brackets down at Three Lives Barcade down in the city of Syracuse. So they usually rotate a bunch of different games there, but right now they usually play Strive, Tekken, Street Fighter, and a rotating game is usually the fourth game there. So check out Attack from All Sides if you're looking for the weekly. So we got a little bit of everything, and you want to come play some online exhibitions. Of course, we have that here in the kingdom. But tonight, we are talking music with a couple guests here. So let me get to who we have on first. So when we were actually thinking about talking about this style show tonight, music, the first person that came to mind was this man right here, and that's Tevo. Because him and I talk a lot about music, and I'm interested to hear his thoughts tonight. So what's going on, Tevo?
Hello, my name is Tevo Benz. Thank you for having me on tonight. I don't know how to introduce myself. I'm really glad you guys are having me on tonight. And I'm excited. I'm super excited to talk about music because, as Paparazzi said, we talk about music all the time. I talk about music with a lot of people here, like Viking, who hopefully he comes in later tonight. Music is my bread and butter, besides fighting games.
This is what he knows, so this should be good. Thanks for coming on the show.
Hell yeah!
And
man.
of course, we also have Pat from Wires Don't Talk. What's going on, Pat?
Hey everyone, thanks for having me today. I'm doing my courtroom tour. I feel like my first time I did an exhibition, did a Guilty Gear Strive exhibition against Piffy of all people, the guy who taught me how to be better at fighting games. Just did a KI tournament the other day. That was my first tournament ever. Also got destroyed because you guys are too good. And now I'm in the courtroom. So it's been a wild couple months here since I've started. But my name is Pat. For those who don't know, I have a YouTube page called Wires Don't Talk, where I talk about the soundtrack of video games, movies, TV shows, and I'm a music producer, so I give usually my insight on that.
Look at that. Two perfect guests here tonight.
And if we're lucky,
on the Community Roundtable.
we will also be graced by Kenyon, who is also a producer. And Kevin might come on if he answers me.
Sweet.
Kevin plays a nasty guitar.
So while we're
Cole couldn't make it; he had to work.
While we're sitting here chatting about music, we're going to be playing a little bit of Killer Instinct in the background too. So we have an open lobby going if anybody wants to join.
I figured it was fitting because this game's soundtrack is still one of the top 5 best fighting game soundtracks of all time.
Yep.
I mean, but Strive is top 1.
Strive.
So
XR has a better soundtrack.
So Vinny, it's
I mean,
funny
probably
you say.
XR. I don't know. I like Strive because the vocal tracks actually fit the character themes.
That's
like
fair.
the characters messages. I don't like the fact that they just kind of rip a lot of riffs from other songs, like how Maeve rips her fucking riff from a Paramore song.
Yeah,
That kind of bothers me.
fair. But
Now, it's funny you
yeah,
guys
what
bring
were
up
you
the
gonna say, Trevor?
soundtrack. Well, I wanted to actually do a video on the soundtrack because I found out. Do you guys familiar who made the music for Killer Instinct?
Yes, Mr. Gordon.
Right, the gentleman, I would say genius behind the Doom 2016 soundtrack, and I find that hilarious that like this was his start, and he was able to kind of, I mean, take on a whole project by himself and went from, I would say, pretty standard rock music to like 8-string guitars, drop B playing. Like the guy was insane.
So the wizard.
Yeah, the riffage on the Doom 2016 soundtrack is out of this world. I'm not huge into heavy metal, but I can acknowledge a gnarly riff, and he's also got some pretty good bass playing if that's him playing the bass. 'Cause it's very heavy, very melodic.
And that's very hard to do. I mean, when you're playing like an 8-string guitar, you're already going into the bass territory. You're already going at the low end. I mean, you could technically play the bass on your 8-string guitar if you wanted to.
Yeah.
But like the way that they mix it, that whole soundtrack is a testament to metal music. And I would definitely listen to the BFG soundtrack more than I would just like some generic metal band. So
I mean, my metal bands of choice are like System of a Down, Slayer, more of the thrashier stuff. If that makes sense.
God, my buddy saw System of a Down live in Los Angeles, and he said the show was amazing, but the parking was so bad because there were so many people. A car exploded as they were leaving.
That's amazing.
That is a pretty System of a Down type thing.
Yeah, he was just like, I don't know, man. I think it's the toxicity in our city. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, that's awesome.
God, what I love about System of a Down specifically is that no matter if you're playing like their deep cuts, like both like my two favorite songs, one of them is a deep cut. It's the opener off of self-titled debut. That's Sweet Pea. But my favorite track by the band is easily Toxicity. Just the title track to the second album. It's so good, dude. I like how it's got like a sort of like poppy like chorus to where you can sing along to it, but it's still got that metal roots, you know?
Now, Vinny, you might know this because I know you're a Godzilla fan. Did you hear the remix that they did, or at least the main? I always forget his name. It's not. Is it Sal? It's not Sal, is it?
Fuck.
But the main singer did Blue Oyster Cult's remix of Godzilla on the second Godzilla movie, King of the Monsters. Did you hear that?
It did. Yes.
What did you think of that?
I don't mind it.
Surge, thank you, chat. Surge.
So-
Search Tankian, yeah.
I am very picky about music nowadays. There is not a ton that I hate, but there's not a ton that I'll tell you that I absolutely love either. I like old pop punk.
Really?
Yes, old
Tell
pop
me your
punk.
favorite. Tell me the favorite bands.
Oh, my favorite bands would be like, if you want to count some of them, because I've argued with people about some of these.
Oh,
but,
I
like,
love it. Let's get spicy
Back
immediately.
in like the Dead Kennedy days and Bad Religion. And,
You're calling Dead Kennedys pop punk? Excuse me?
see what I mean?
I mean, I understand where you're coming from too. Like, I mean, Vinny, for the record, the fact that you said the Dead Kennedys, you've become even so much more cooler in my eyes. Because like, a lot of guys, when they tell me they like punk music, they might say the Clash. No offense to the Clash. Clash is great. But the Dead Kennedys are always just like, that's a little wild for me. So the fact that you said Dead Kennedys means the world.
And
Actually tried listening to
Not-
the Clash for the first time today.
like, if pop punk has changed so much over the years. I can't stand new pop punk. I think I told you guys that before. I think new pop punk is mostly garbage. It's just some pretty boy on stage with a microphone, and it annoys the shit out of me.
Machine Gun Kelly definitely put a bad taste in people's mouths when it came to
Like,
punk.
if you want to talk like new, what would qualify as new pop punk to me would be like, I don't know if you've ever heard of, like, Carousel Kings or Hands Like Houses.
That's a cool band name. I actually haven't heard of them. That's actually a fun name.
There's a few, but like, other than that though, you know, I like Odds and Ends. Like, I love Silverstein. I think a lot of people like Silverstein though. No one really hates Silverstein, but it's just tough. Like, I also listen to a lot of electronic stuff. I love video game soundtracks.
Now, I mean, that's definitely my forte. What's the video game soundtracks that we should be listening to?
Killer Instinct.
Speaking of that, some people wanted to join the meeting or the lobby here. What's the code here to get in here?
It is 8 fail, fun players only. The usual.
We're fun guys. I'm gonna join myself. I'm gonna get involved.
And I know Rick has a similar taste in some of the music that I do. I've driven around with him and listened to some of them.
Yeah, dude, I listen to a lot of different things.
Some interesting stuff.
Traditionally, I'm a hardcore metalhead by trade, but I do listen to a lot of stuff. I'm big into like old school punk, but I will literally listen to everything if somebody tells me like, "Hey, give it a go." Lately, though, I've been listening to a lot of like power metal. So
do you
like,
listen to Polyphia at all?
Mm-mm.
No, I like. Have you ever listened to Polyphia?
Mm-mm.
Because I'm into them now. I'm not usually a big math rock guy or a metal guy, but I'm like, oh, these riffs are ridiculous.
Polyphia?
Yeah, Polyphia. They are. You may have heard their song "Goat," G-O-A-T. That's like their big song. It's like a mix between math rock, hardcore metal, and a little bit of hip hop, which just touches me the right way.
Oh, that's fair. One of the wildest bands I've ever listened to is have you ever heard of Bloodywood?
No.
They are like Indian metal, like from India, and it's pretty wild actually. They have like some pretty crazy like hardcore lyrics and whatnot, and they also like I don't know what the traditional like Indian the musical instrument is, but it's like that like
oh,
that.
Yeah.
They have that in their songs, and it's pretty badass. I'm not gonna lie.
I love when people blend culture like that. I see
Yeah.
Mr. Joe in the chat said Sabbath, which Sabbath was like the first, like, Sabbath and Iron Maiden were the first, like, metal bands. Granted, Sabbath, I don't know if you'd even call them metal nowadays, but they were the godfathers of it. And I remember going wild to Sabbath. I have Paranoid on vinyl. That's probably my favorite album by them.
Paranoid, Master of Reality, Volume 4, I believe it's called. That's the one with Snowblind, right? All good albums, but honestly, yeah, I Sabbath are the godfather of metal, and I do like myself a good Sabbath as well.
You can't beat a good Sabbath.
I have I sadly don't have any Sabbath albums on vinyl. I do have Zeppelin 2 on vinyl, but that's about as close to hard rock from the 70s I get on vinyl. But I do have Sabbath Paranoid on CD because I prefer playing stuff on CD, so it's not a big deal to me anyways.
Really? Do you have like a 6 CD setup? That's
I
haven't
do not.
heard that. I haven't heard CDs in a long time.
I usually just rip the CDs and put them on my computer, believe it or not, because it's just the easiest way to get flax without actually, pirating shit.
Loves CDs, puts it on his computer. So you can listen digitally.
I thought it was gonna be a big thing. I haven't heard anyone loving CDs in a long time. That's very cool.
Yeah, I collect CDs primarily.
Got a question from the chat room.
Alright.
Anyone going to talk about country music? I'm going to make it clear right now. I fucking despise country music.
So I can. My wife likes pop country, and I had to
even
see.
Worse.
And so I've seen in concert Lady Antebellum. Oh my god, I forget her name. Chelsea Ballerini, Kelsea Ballerini. And the best part about Kelsea Ballerini, we were going to see who made the "Life Is a Highway" song. The "Life Is a Highway."
Oh, you mean the song from Cars 3?
Yeah,
that song?
Song for Cars.
The soundtrack of Cars 3?
I forget who made. I forget. They're a famous country. Again, I'd call them pop.
Shania
country.
Twain? No.
No, but God, if I saw Shania Twain, though, like, respect to her though, she's pretty good. I forget who they are, but
I'll look it up right now.
Yeah, but so we were seeing them, and we were at the Lakeview Amphitheater. For folks not in Syracuse, that's our big outdoor theater. And my wife, she wanted to get good tickets, and tickets are so expensive. But Kelsea Ballerini was doing a special like fan club giveaway, and I'm like, girl, no one knows you. She was very new at the time. And she was Rascal Flatts. Yes, thank you, Master Chief Batman. So I was like, Kelsey, no one knows you. I'm gonna see if I can get some tickets off of her. So I went in and it was like, put your Kelsea Ballerini passcode so you can get her special seats. And I said to my wife, I was like, hey, what's her newest single? And she's like, I think it's like Love 3 or something like that. And I just put that in, and I got like really cheap for like tickets really close to the stage. And she came by, dude. It was like me and like my wife and like maybe a handful of people in that area. And like she came by us because like it's her fan page. I was like, I'm your biggest fan. So my point is, pop country could be fun, but when I hear country, I think of like Johnny Cash and stuff like that. Like that's who I'm thinking of when it comes to country. So I'm always curious when people say, "Well, what about country?" Like, what era maybe is the country that you're talking about? You know?
Yeah, like new age country, old school country.
60s country rock is the country I'm familiar with, though I'm not familiar with artists in particular, more so singles at the time, you know?
And that's the other thing too.
I do love me some Johnny Cash though.
Hey, so that's where like my line of like I'll be picky about stuff. Like Johnny Cash is great, but like
because played enough Fall in New Vegas to know that fucking country.
Like
from the
you want to talk like that newer stuff? Absolutely not.
Mr. Joe with Elvis early work. Yeah, he was. So Elvis, I have a not. This sounds pompous. I don't mean it to be. I have a music degree, and one of the things that we studied was the history of music. And Elvis not only started country, but he kind of started what a genre that doesn't exist anymore called rockabilly, which was country and rock elements, but it wasn't. We haven't progressed to rock and roll yet, and anything like that. So yeah, Elvis. If you're an early Elvis fan, like that's country music. You definitely are a fan of old school country, which is a hoot and a half.
I like Elvis. Can't complain.
And speaking, I actually
go around. I'd ask her some Elvis trivia so I could impress you guys.
do you guys know Dolly Parton at all? Because I recently learned why Dolly Parton is famous, and I didn't know if that was common knowledge, and I was just silly, and I didn't know that.
I mean, I know of Dolly Parton, but I just know she's a famous singer.
See, I think our generation doesn't know this part of Dolly Parton, because so the reason I know this is because I'm almost done with part 6 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and the main character's name is Jolene after Dolly Parton's big song. Mm-hmm. And I asked a couple friends, and I was like, why is Dolly Parton so popular? I mean, I know she's a lot older now. I think she's 70. I think she's older. And I found out because now we know Dolly Parton as a big-breasted, beautiful, charming blonde woman. And like you said, good singer, talented in music. But at the time, male record producers were saying, no, you're not pretty enough. You don't have the skills. You don't have the goods. We can't market you. You can't be a star. And she was like, okay. And then she went and became a star. And so that's why a lot of like the older folks, especially, she's strong with women, because it's the idea of like literally that age-old story of like this like rich man, he's super powerful, was like, you're not pretty enough, you can't be in this industry. And then she was like, hey, I'm just going to be in this industry. And she became a titan. So that's something I didn't know. I didn't know if other people knew that one.
No, I did not know that, but I do know that she does a lot more than just like acting and singing. She also has like a what the hell's it called? I think it's like a book train or something like that. And when like we had my son when he was born, you can sign up for the Dolly Parton like book train, and every month they will mail you a new book, like kids book, in the mail from Dolly Parton up until like the age of 5, which is pretty wild. Like we were still getting books up until like my son turned 5.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and it was free.
And some people in the chat, Dolly World. I forgot. She has her own amusement park. It's like Walt Disney and Dolly Parton. That's insane.
I did not once ever expect that here in the Gumdolph Kingdom, we'd be sitting here having a chat about Dolly Parton. But I'm glad I'm here for it.
Let's talk about something better, like Radiohead or Deftones. What do you guys think of Radiohead or Deftones?
We knew it was coming.
I don't think there's ever been a Radiohead or Deftones song that I've ever come across that I go, I don't like that. I think they're just both bands are pretty solid, and I think I've always enjoyed anything they really put out.
That's fair.
I actually did in college, my freshman year, I did a a presentation on Radiohead's Creep. I like compared it to something else. I can't remember what the hell it was.
It's a great song. I don't care what Radiohead fans say. Like, people are like, oh, it's their most commercial, so it's bad. No, it is one of their best songs, and it's not just because it's commercial. It's because it's a good single. It is a very good, like, post-grunge song. Not post-rock, moron. It's a very good post-grunge song that's just fun to sing along to, fun to play along to. It's a good song, and that's all it needs to be.
Yep.
Well, it's their hit. It's their hit. I mean, people are always going to hate the hits that are big fans and stuff like that. But I think what Radiohead does, they make very catchy songs, and they're very artistic. And I just think sometimes fan bases can make that more difficult. There's not always great fans out there that are super friendly. You ever hear the meme where it was Radiohead fans were cheering at the concert, and he was just tuning his guitar?
Oh, I thought that was an actual real thing as a Radiohead fan.
It might have been. That's the thing. I know it was discussed.
Yeah, it was like Radiohead fans cheered Johnny Greenwood tuning his guitar.
Yes. Yeah, and they thought it was real just because.
For a while, I thought it actually was like that was a thing that actually happened, but now it's just like an Onion article or whatever.
Yeah, but it's sad that it makes sense, right? Like, it's sad that you believe it.
Yeah. Because they're very artsy. God, I'm at a loss for words now that I'm talking about music. But Radiohead, they never really had like a big impact in the music industry. More so, they've just appealed to people who are heavy into like the art rock, electronic rock, alternative rock sphere. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that does. That does make a lot of sense.
And you really don't need to make a splash in the industry to like still be a bunch of talented dudes, because they're still releasing good music. I most people aren't a fan of like the King of Limbs, which is their 2011 album. That's the one that like everyone says, oh, it's their worst since their debut. But I think it's one of their best because it doesn't try and reinvent the wheel. It's a simple album with like simple drum loops. It's got some great chord progressions, some catchy guitar melodies. It's got some beautiful vocals, and that's all it needs to have. And it did be a good album, you know? It doesn't need to try and reinvent the wheel. And because they've never been able to reinvent the wheel, so them not trying to, they were able to, like, sort of, master it, you know what I mean?
Speaking of bands that have beautiful vocals, did anyone else hear that Panic at the Disco, a.k.a. Just Brendan Urie, is breaking up?
No.
I did not.
Brendan Urie is breaking up.
Yeah, I mean, basically, Brendan Urie is Panic at the Disco anymore. I mean, I know I would always quote the song "I Write Sins, Not Tragedies," and he now just said like, "Oh, I'm Panic at the Disco is breaking up," and everybody's like, "That's just you." Like, shut up. Like, I guess that the last two albums were not very good, and Death of the Bachelor was the only good one. I haven't really listened to a lot of Panic at the Disco, but my wife did, and I was like, the song's all right. He loves Sinatra, and it shows.
The only pop band.
I hope these were the top.
Give me a second. But yeah, the only one of those like pop rock bands I liked from that era is My Chemical Romance.
Oh, little MCR?
Yeah, and even then, I just like singles like Teenagers. I'm not an albums guy with them. I just like a lot of their bigger hits.
Did you see the guy who wrote Teenagers as the Honky Tonk song?
No, what the fuck? Is my audio cutting out?
No, I can hear you.
No, I can hear.
Yeah, I can hear.
Oh.
Because he wrote the song, so Teenagers is written in the same chord progression and a typical key that fits Honky Tonk, which is like those, you know it when you hear it, like
does?
those old ragtimey piano. Yeah, so what he did, the guy who was playing the TikTok, played it as he had his like ragtime piano, and he just like, "A teenager scared the living shit out of me." Like, it was so well done, and it just because it matches up in such a specific way, so it was hilarious.
Music theory blow my mind with the amount of creative things they can do with already existing work. They're geniuses.
It is pretty tough.
They're fucking geniuses, and I love them.
It's just like another language, because like I've studied like music theory and especially like writing like the notes, like actual music notation, and it's more just like it's a nice tool to have. But if you don't use it, you don't use it. Like I don't use it that much, honestly, and it's I always have to kind of remind myself of it. Vinny, do we have a question?
Yeah. So Bendy asked favorite post-rock albums.
Post-rock. Oh, Bendy, what's up, dude? He's one of my friends. Post-rock albums.
Also, Q's Mod Shop asks, is that Pat from Wires Don't Talk?
Q's
He
one
asked
of my
that a
friends.
while ago.
Look at all our friends. I love it.
I can't think of a post-rock album I really listen to. I've never been a fan of post-rock.
I'm trying to think of who's in the post-rock.
Like
who's
stuff like
technically-
Godspeed You Black Emperor and like Black Midi, stuff like that, I'd assume.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I'm gonna look up post-rock on Rate Your Music and see what I can find.
See what the big hits of
Yeah, post-rock, ROIM.
Q said we're not friends, we're acquaintances. That's really helps me out, dude. I appreciate it.
Apparently Slint Spiderland is a post-rock album, so I'll just pick that, like, because that's a good album.
I don't think I really know a lot of post-rock in general.
Yeah. A lot of it, as far as I can tell, is just like droning guitar riffs and just.
Is it kind of like not as intense gent? Is that what?
Yeah,
I
no, it's not even that. It's just droning guitar riffs that last like 30 minutes.
My one buddy is really into like progressive metal, so I'm not too thrown off now by ridiculously long songs or anything like that.
But it's not even like progressive metal type music, because it's like I like myself some Porcupine Tree. I like myself anything. Stephen
Porcupine
Wilson.
Tree. Wow. Wait, I didn't know there was other Porcupine Tree fans.
Dude, in absent, dude, just
What a
their
great name.
singles. Dude, fucking Blackest Eyes is one of the greatest metal songs, one of the greatest rock songs of all time. I can jam to that song any day.
Cause like they're good. No one's ever talked to me about them. So this is very exciting. Look at the courtroom bringing people together.
Doing the opposite of what it was invented for.
Yeah, right, we're supposed to be fighting.
No.
My favorite Porcupine Tree song though is probably Lazarus. It's the one it's the one where he sings about like that little boy who passed away. It's the very slow one, the slow and melodic one, slow and like methodic one. You know what I mean?
I dig their guitar tones a lot. I think that they're maybe they're not underrated. Maybe I don't talk to enough people that listen to them. Like,
I don't know anyone else who listens to them, so
okay. When I was looking
didn't
for,
know it was a thing.
they're
love the name.
good. The way that I found out about them is, so Wires Don't Talk was supposed to be a band before it was a YouTube channel, and I was looking for bands that my music kind of sounded like, and I was working with a guitarist, and Porcupine Tree was like I was like a lesser version and not as hard rock as Porcupine Tree, and that's how I got into them. I was like, wow, these guys are just sick. So.
In my senior year, I was just sitting in the library typing up an essay, and I had YouTube playing, just autoplay. I remember hearing, I believe it was like Sound and Music or Trains, one of the two. And I'm like, wow, this is really good. And then I checked them out when I got home, and I loved them.
You said Sound of Music, and I immediately thought of the movie, and I was like, that is a good movie. Like, it's a good time.
I can't remember if it was like The Sound of Music or Trains, whichever one was more popular. Whichever one's more popular is probably the one.
Speaking of Sound of Music, I actually do have a fun fact about Judi Dench, who was the main character, who played the main character in that movie. Do you guys know the Christmas song, My Favorite Things? The girls in white sashes, snowflakes that fall on my nose and eyelashes, something
Yes.
about winters. Yeah, that song.
These
So-
are a few of my favorite things. Yeah.
So, if you listen to that song, and I truly believe it is the worst Christmas song ever written, because it isn't actually a Christmas song. It has nothing to do with Christmas. She actually talks about winter's melting, which is the opposite of what you want when you're in Christmas time. But while this, I think it was either right before The Sound of Music, or it was like during the time of like her big popularity, she was on this guy's talk show and sang that song, but it was his Christmas episode. And she was just showcasing a new song. So people were just like, this is a Christmas song. And since then, and it's been, 50 years, maybe more, since that song, we've all just accepted it as a Christmas song. Like it's not it's not at all. It's just talking
Break
about
societal norms. Throw the industry.
Yeah, I mean, it's like imagine if you released a Black Sabbath song during Christmas time, and it was Nib, because that's one of my favorite songs by them, and people were just like, I guess this is Christmas, and then they would just, I guess, sing it during Christmas time. Like that's how society took that.
See, my friend Matt and Viking are talking about Dart throwing in the chat.
Got another question. Favorite black metal band?
I don't even know if I know any black metal bands. The problem when I get into subgenres of metal, I get very confused at exactly what is, what's like black metal, what is sludge metal, what is,
Say Death Heaven.
And that's the thing, I don't know them too well.
Death Heaven would be my pick. But I don't listen to a lot of black metal.
I agree. Subgenres kill me. What do you think about Napalm Death?
Napalm Death? I'm not too familiar with Napalm Death, sadly. My grindcore band of choice is like Pig Destroyer.
I've heard of
Pig Destroyer.
Yeah, I've heard of Pig Destroyer.
I don't know what they're considered, but do you guys like gore at all? Do you guys know about gore?
Yeah.
I don't listen to gore, but I love gore with all my heart.
They're the ones that dress up like Vikings and like crazy costumes and shit.
Oh, way worse than Vikings.
Now I know. Now I know what you're talking about.
Gwar is my favorite band. They're probably my favorite band that I don't listen to because they started out. They were opening up for a band called like Pig Fetus, and I'm not even making a joke. They were the opener, and these guys were like, just get them hyped up, like just get these guys hyped up. So Gwar was like, okay, like we'll put on like stupid costumes and we'll just get like crazy, you know what I mean? And they did just that. And all of a sudden, people started leaving the Pig Fetus's shows after Gwar played. So Gwar was like, maybe we should just be a band, and they did, and now they're insane.
That's great.
Yeah, that's what I like about them.
You ever heard of Necrogoblicon?
Yes.
What is that? What is that?
Dude, they're I would say they kind of fall in that same category of like gore or whatnot, but they have a goblin that just fucking dances around on stage while they play. And if you want to check out a pretty good song, check out Power Core.
I'm trying to find some like obscure band that I can talk about.
When I see Viking said that Gwar's music is bad, but their live shows are unmatched, and I agree. Like, I want to go to one of their live shows so bad.
What is a really like obscure artist I can talk about? There's got to be something really bad. Oh yeah, I can't even say that because of their name. You know, I can't think of anything that I can say on the stream.
Max Sabbath, because I know we were talking about Sabbath, is a Black Sabbath band that just covers Black Sabbath songs dressed as Ronald McDonald characters and changes the titles to be related to fast food.
You mean what?
Cannabis Corpse, the weed parody of Cannibal Corpse. They're pretty good. That reminds me of that.
Yeah, like any kind of like funny cover band is A-okay with me.
Did you ever heard of Oakley Dokley?
No.
They're the Ned Flanders metal band.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
What about the old package?
They're all dressed like Ned Flanders, and White Wine Spritzer, I think it's called, is like the one song I know by them, and it's pretty.
Look up Ogre Packet Slammers. They're like a Shrek parody band that's like grindcore. It's really weird.
You gotta ask how these guys like came up with these ideas. Like
Ogre Packet Slammers?
Yes, Ogre Packet Slammers.
You got Chris D is gonna join us. Chris, what's up?
Hey, what's up?
What's up, guys?
So,
Ogre Packet
Ogre
Slammers.
Packet Slam. Someone brought up a good one.
What a time to jump in.
What do you guys think about Austrian Death Machine?
I love them.
I think I know who they are.
I've heard of them. I've not heard their music.
It's the lead singer from As I Lay Dying, his like side project.
Yeah, it's like it's an Arnold Schwarzenegger thing.
Yeah, there's a song "Get to the Chopper." It's pretty good.
Get to the chopper.
I am so out of the loop with like small like cover bands and shit like that. It's been way too long.
Oh, let's see here. Someone asked something about hip hop. What's your opinion on hip hop?
I'm hip hop fan. Though I understand why people wouldn't enjoy the genre because it can be it. But I do recommend you check out multiple different types of hip hop if you can't get into one specific type. Like my mom played a lot of like '90s hip hop when I was younger, and I'm more of a fan of like 2000s hip hops. But I do love artists like Kendrick Lamar, Kanye West, A$AP Rock, Eminem, stuff like that.
MF Doom is my favorite
Yes.
rapper of all
I
time.
was about to say,
Do you like MF Doom, Vinny?
MF Doom is fucking great.
What?
I
Hey,
love
why do you
Mad
like the
Villainy.
same things? Oh, I mean, one of the best albums, the best rap albums of all time. Vinny, how did you hear of MF Doom?
Kenyon.
What?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, Mr. DJ Silence.
Really? Because I only know him from Gorillaz. He did a song with Gorillaz, "November Has Come" on the Demon Days album, and I'm a huge Gorillaz fan.
I am too.
And then I was like, Vinny, we need to hang out more in a real life setting. Like, and that's how I got into him, and I was like, wow, this is awesome. And then I got into Mad Villainy, and just, I mean, if you guys like Adult Swim, he has one with Danger Mouse, who also did the production of Demon Days, and it's called, I think, The Mouse and the Mask, and it's all samples from Adult Swim shows, like Aqua Teen Hunger Force, Harvey Birdman.
Check that out. That sounds awesome.
It is so cool. At one, I mean, some of it's offensive. I can't say it. But they do. At one point, it's Harvey Birdman in like the middle of a case, and he's like literally opening up a song, and then it's MF Doom just goes to town on the song. So it's a great producer, a fun concept, and just my favorite rapper personally. And Vinny,
Sadly
speaking
didn't-
of Godzilla and MF Doom, have you heard King Ghidorah?
Yes. But, while we're
I
on,
sadly,
go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
keep trying to interrupt you guys.
Go
I
ahead,
sadly
Tavo.
didn't
What's
get
up?
into MF Doom until after he passed away. I didn't hear about him until the day he passed away, or the day it was announced. I believe it was New Year's Eve.
It was. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like.
And then I went to listen to Mad Villainy. I'm like, this is an immediate 10. I don't care. This is an S tier album.
Oh yeah, Quasimodo is on a few. I see Vikings put that in. Quasimodo's in a few. He's in Mad Villainy, and I thought he's on a few different MF Doom tracks. That's how I know him actually.
America's Most Blunted.
I will say that's actually my most hated song on that album. That might be
Really?
controversial. I just find it so all over the place because that album to me is very like, it's telling a story and it's very. I don't know. I feel like I'm going on a journey with it, and then right in the middle, it's just like America's Most Blunted. I'm just like, I'll play accordion again.
It's so quirky. I love it.
It is. It is very quirky, which fits his style for sure.
Base as thoughts on Flying Lotus. I don't know what Flying. I'm gonna assume that's a band.
They are
I
bands.
believe he's a rapper.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think you're right.
I don't follow too much rap, so I don't.
I
know.
don't either. So I have like no idea.
Like, I know Public Enemy. Love Public Enemy.
When I was little, it was definitely Eminem for me. I was never big into hip hop or rap at all, but like what I would do was my aunt just had a bunch of CDs, and then I would just burn them on her with her CD drive and just listen to those. And then when I was in like middle school, it was definitely like Kid Rock for a bit, and it was Eminem. His probably his biggest album at the time. I can't remember what it's called.
Was it the Marshall Mathers LP? Or was it the Eminem Show? It was probably one of those two.
I think it was the Eminem show.
Have you guys done any?
Yeah, it was the Eminem show.
Have you guys ever listened to Run DMC at all?
Yes.
Run DMC is
and
something I need to
Cypress
check
Hill.
out.
So my
Cypress Hill
wife,
for me. Cypress Hill was on Twisted Metal, so that's how I learned Cypress Hill.
yeah, my wife actually met one of the Run DMC members. He's the tall one. I forget his name right now, but she like just met him recently. He writes books for children. Actually, he writes kids books.
Nice.
What's your
Fan of a Tribe Called Quest.
What's your
Oh God.
opinion on Insane Clown Posse? I have to ask this for everybody.
ICP.
If I am ever forced to listen to an ICP song, I will actually scream like a maniac. I don't.
That's what they want you to do.
It's insufferable. Physically insufferable. I can usually.
Go ahead, sorry.
I can usually put up with music I don't like, and I'm not one of those people like, oh, you play music I don't like, you're awful. But if you play ICP in front of me, expect your radio to be smashed.
I like ICP. I think they're fun.
They're so.
Are they controversial at all? Like I don't know what's a bit and what is.
Yes-ish.
So that's my real question on them. I always thought like maybe they were a Gwar-esque kind of thing, and like Juggalos is actually a positivity group. But then I've also heard not.
I mean, Juggalos seem cool. I like the fact that they have like a community. It's just it's the music itself.
Dude.
It's so obnoxious.
You should watch. I mean, like I've seen videos from The Gathering, which is like their big music festival, or whatever, and people just seem like they have just an absolute blast at it. And they got everything. They got everything that you could consider as degenerate as possible. And yeah, I mean, I like ICP. I mean, there's a couple songs that I like really dig, and I like them for what they are. I mean, they're just a unique group.
Yeah, it's like. I want to say it's like so obnoxious it becomes like anti-obnoxious.
That's a cool way of saying it, actually.
Yes,
Do-
sir,
I
backyard wrestling.
I gotta
would love-
ask,
I would
where
love
would you
to go to The
recommend checking
Gathering.
their discography?
I don't know, man. Just search on YouTube. Just
I'm
I'm
just
trying.
gonna look up on Rate Your Music to see what's their most popular album.
Why don't what you can? All right, so a couple songs I can think off the top of my head. Homies, that's a good one. Hocus Pocus, that's a good one. Dating Game, I like that one too. Dating Game's pretty pretty funny. It's pretty vulgar though, so just be on the lookout for that. I'm trying to think of what other ones
Ryan,
are pretty
fucking
good.
Zebrahead hit. What is a band or artist you listen to from first listening to them from a video game? Fucking Zebrahead.
That's a great question. Oh my god.
Oh, Tony Hawk, yeah, Tony Hawk.
Fucking Zebrahead.
Pro Skater 3, my favorite Tony Hawk soundtrack.
Well, mine would be Muse because I got into Muse with Assassin's Creed Guitar Hero World Tour, and if it wasn't through that, I wouldn't have gotten into music in general. So I gotta thank Guitar Hero World Tour and by extension Muse.
Oh man, Zebrahead, Goldfinger, the whole
Goldfinger.
Tony
Did you
Hawk
see-
soundtrack.
Goldfinger brought out Tony Hawk to sing Superman with
Yeah,
them.
it
Did
was
you see that?
awesome.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
The Tony Hawk games literally was just define a generation for kids in music. Like it was insane.
I'm
You know-
glad they did the
Guitar
remake.
Hero.
You know what was crazy? Like going back to like the old N64 Tony Hawk games, they only had 6 tracks on the cartridge. But as a kid, you would never have known. You know what I mean? But there's only 6 tracks on the cartridge.
I was gonna say
That's still
Tony
impressive
Hawk
given it's a
over-
Nintendo 64 cartridge.
Like I think Tony Hawk 1 only had 6 tracks, and I thought Tony Hawk 2 was the same thing. But I think the PlayStation version had more because of the disc space on it. But still,
Oh, yeah, no, they got like 5,
6?
10, like
Imagine that.
14.
you got like freaking I don't remember how many levels there are, 10 10 levels or something like that. 10 areas, and you only got 6 tracks on an N64.
Yep.
So
Another
Who
one would
joined?
be
Hello, DJ Silence.
Another one would be Crush 40. That when they did that one Sonic the Hedgehog song.
Are they the
Which
one?
one? Which one?
I don't remember.
Because
They're not
they've
the
done, like,
intro one,
50.
right? Are they the intro song? The here running around at the speed of sound.
Yeah.
That one?
Yeah.
great song.
Who's that one band that did the outro song for Sonic Forces? They also made another popular song. They had like a really stupid name. I guess I enjoy them. I mean, I enjoyed their hits.
Yeah, you're really saying nice things about them.
I'm gonna look them up right now.
What does everyone think of ambient music? Any other ambient enjoyers here?
I guess I don't know if I fully know the definition of ambient, but so I'm also getting my master's right now, and it's I can't listen to like MF Doom and like math rock to just get confused the whole time with some of that music. So I've been putting on more like instrumental Japanese music, which may sound really weird, but that's just been like nice to listen to. So what counts as ambient music? I guess I always think of like yoga soundtracks.
I listen to Yule, I
Anything- I would say-
is her name, and I listen to a lot of like older Coldplay, and that's like ambient pop.
Kind of just anything that's more like relaxing, I would say. Just like something that you can put on in the background, nothing too distracting. Maybe it doesn't have vocals, or maybe it's just like something way more mellow.
Yeah.
Like it's just in the background.
I was gonna say it. I was thinking like just background noise, background music.
Oh yeah, Base said something good. Selected Ambient Works Volume 2 by Aphex Twin. That's the perfect choice.
Oh, Apex
Perfect
Twin
choice.
is a yeah. I always forget about him.
Oh. Hot take time. What do y'all think of the Street Fighter 6 soundtrack so far?
Heard a single
haven't-
song off it.
I haven't heard it. Should I do a video on it?
They're not all out yet. The whole soundtrack's not out yet.
I think it's really good, but people need to stop pretending that stop comparing it to the other games. Like they did the same thing with Third Strike, Street Fighter 3. They did the same thing with Alpha 3. It's just different.
Yeah.
Games go for a different aesthetic with their music, their art style, you know, shit like that.
I personally
I mean, how many?
I really like Kimberly's theme. I think Kimberly's theme is probably like the best
Oh,
one.
it's got the Final Fight Stage 1 theme in it.
It's just so good.
It does?
Yeah,
Where? on
Kimberly's
that one
theme. It's the
stage?
Final Fight theme's in it.
I gotta go back and listen to it. I haven't really
My
heard too much
favorite.
from it.
It's like the beginning. It goes da na na na. Like that's the theme.
Hello, Mr. Joe.
I also really like Jury's theme. That's because I just like the fucking character a lot. I do think it's a pretty.
Yeah,
it
yeah, we
fits,
know, we
It
know,
fits the
we know.
character a lot though, like the whole dark vibe.
Yes.
Chun Li's was really good too.
Like how many times are you gonna redo Ryu's theme? Like, come on.
I will
Until
say-
he can't anymore. Until he's not
Until-
making.
I think
That's right.
Guile's theme song is one of the greatest theme songs ever made in a fighting game.
Also,
Guile's
you know
theme song
damn
is
well
fire.
they're gonna do a jukebox. Like they have to.
Nah, I don't like Jury for her feet. I like her for her fucking ass.
I was like, where is this conversation going? And then I looked at
Very
the chat.
blunt, Vinny.
Chat.
Chat made a comment and I answered.
So
No, you're doing great, Vinny. I just when I look away, I got excited.
Yeah, see,
okay.
everybody's confused. Thanks, Ryan. You're wonderful.
I was gonna say. So Vinny,
Huh.
there's one of two things. Like, how do you feel about Jury? Is it can you fix her? It's like I can fix her, or I want her to ruin me. Which one is it?
Can I fix her?
You think you can fix her?
No. I don't think anybody could fix that fucking character. That's a
Nah, she's a
personality
wild
that's unfixable.
You know.
But yeah, everybody knows that she's my favorite character, so I would try to fix her and probably die in the process. So there's your answer.
Yep. Beats in my head.
I've been trying to
Oh
get
my
Pat
God.
to get her to be the voice actress.
I
to
would
come to the
fucking go nuts if you fucking hold that off.
I have implanted the seed. And Kimberly too. She did the girl that does that voice in a couple other games.
Juice, the funny part about that is you're the only person during that whole exhibition match that noticed her shoes were off, which was fucking great.
Actually, believe it or not, I'm the one who noticed it, pointed it out to
Oh.
Juice while we were in a VC, and then he lost his mind. I'm like,
There is one remix to Ryu's theme that I absolutely love. That it's not really well known. I posted it in the group chat.
Who's it by?
Oh, I know what this is. That was a good game.
Yeah, that needs to come back.
Yeah, dude, I'd fucking pay for like a revamp.
Freaking Assure's Wrath.
Dude, they just modded him into Marvel 3. It's nuts.
Yeah.
oh, listen to Heavy Day from the Guilty Gear soundtrack, and I have no idea why. Well, I know why, because we're talking about video
Guilty
games,
Gear is
but-
mad good, but like Strive's soundtrack is just so hit and miss. It's just all
Yeah.
over the place.
I think it's mostly consistent, but I understand the whole missing part. It's very much different styles of music that don't appeal to everyone.
I feel like it's a little too experimental.
I get that.
It's definitely, it's not Saint Anger. It's definitely like their load.
I was about to say, if you compare that to Saint Anger, you are dead, boy.
It is not Saint Anger. It is not that far.
Okay.
It is not Saint Anger.
And
It's
Load
getting,
and
it's getting
Reload
there.
aren't
It is definitely mid '90s
So,
rock metal in terms of like we're gonna experiment, go crazy. Because you know they all did that. Like Megadeth and Metallica both like went on that avenue.
I mean, with
and, like,
Risk.
Yeah,
I believe the
ugh,
name
don't
of the
fucking
album.
talk to me about Risk. Ugh.
so
Honestly, I'm a Slayer fan, and their downfall was God Hates Us All, which came out on 9/11, may I add. So
Mr.
I mean,
Batman, aka Space Dandy, asked what are Halo soundtrack thoughts.
Halo soundtrack. Since we're talking about ambient music, now that's good ambient music.
That is ambient music.
If anybody's a 21 Pilots fan, I went to their show recently, and they played this song, and I was like, what a build. This is a crazy build. But I've heard this song before. And at the end, I alone screamed, oh my god, it's the Halo theme! And it was really good. So that brought
21
me
Pilots
back.
are really good. People don't acknowledge how talented they are. I love them.
They do a good Halo theme at their shows. So I mean, the theme is iconic. I'm a big fan of the theme. I haven't listened to the soundtrack really in a while. That actually would be a good video for me to do because everybody who doesn't love Halo.
Yeah. My friends who hate first-person shooters and like Western-type games, they love Halo.
Oh,
You know?
you mentioned the album God Hates Us All. The only song I like on there is was it Bloodline?
I can't remember a single thing off there. I've heard it once and I'm like, okay, never again.
Yeah, it's Bloodline. Okay, that's the one song I know and like from that album.
At least Saint Anger has that some kind of monster, is it called? It's a 9-minute track.
drums on that album suck.
They're awful. Like
What
it
were they
sounds like somebody's
thinking?
hitting a tin can with a stick. It's really bad.
Bro, that's because Mick Gordon's a legend, Ryan.
Just oh my god, it's like ting 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 ting. Oh Jesus Christ! The thing is though, like that the music video for Saint Anger, like that's awesome. Like they're performing in a jail, but like God, just what were they thinking? Oh my god!
Brendan said make a Halo custom lobby, custom game lobby next round of table.
I did. Well, I'm not gonna be here next week, but I finally did get Master Chief Collection.
Oh, nice.
So we'll talk about the next 2 weeks. The next 2 weeks are already slotted, so they have to be.
Oh, what do you
another
got
day.
next week?
I'll reinstall Halo just to play.
So next week, I was asked because we're doing the Rocket League tournament to do Rocket League,
Ah, okay.
and then the week after, I was gonna have all you guys that are going to Frosty come on, and we were gonna talk about your experience at Frosty and if you had fun and how well you did and all that stuff.
Oh, I certainly hope I do.
So
God, this is the first major I traveled to since EVO in 2019. Thanks, COVID.
Travel to a major yet. I'm very new to the fighting game scene. I remember like meeting you guys for the first time. Like
Think
it's
of it-
crazy. It's crazy to think how much your life has changed in just 6-7 months. And me as a person, I love the scene. I love you guys.
Thanks,
think of it
Taro.
like, think of it like a big convention.
Yeah.
So I got a question for you guys because we've all played some Xrd. What's your take on the Birthday Train song?
I love it. I
I
love
hate
it.
it. It's
I
obnoxious.
love it.
Oh,
I had to ask.
I love it so much.
Chat, for those of you that know what Birthday Train is, what's your take on it? Because I know if 50% people hate it, 50% of people love it.
It's so good English.
Oh, shit.
Now I
Mr.
ask,
Joe
which-
says, I
which-
love it.
Which track off Strive has the best English? Like, they try and say actual like formatted sentences, and it just sounds like nonsense. Which Strive track does that the best?
That is bullshit blazing stuff.
Yeah,
it is,
blazing.
yeah. Definitely the intro song. I feel like
That's
they
a
just do it on
badass
purpose.
song.
Hey,
Totally on
bullshit.
purpose.
Tell me the first time you heard that song, you weren't like, damn, all right, yeah, let's do this, Strive.
Bro, I was
Fire?
there when they announced Strive. That was unreal.
The only song that like actually makes sense in like terms of like English grammar. Pretend I'm speaking English. This is Disaster of Passion. I'm making fun of the grammar in a video game, and then I can't speak English.
Mr. Joe
There you
says,
go.
do you know the smell of the game?
Oh, funny story about that. So after the reveal, I had to go back to my room because my flight was at like 11 o'clock at night or something, so I had to go meet up with a friend for dinner. I get through. It was like I think it was like after Tekken. So we're leaving, and all the Smash fans are coming in, and it's just like completely different like age groups walking in and walking out. So I get on the elevator, and Wooly was in the elevator too, and we're just all watching the trailer again. He's like, "Oh, that's Sin. That's not Kai. That's Sin." And it's like, no.
Kyle.
Character
That's
that
fucking
Rick
nothing.
hated so much, he ended up playing him.
Yep.
Yeah, I did not like him in Xrd, and then I remember I was playing with Hudamaki and Mr. Joe one night, and I was like, "Oh, let me try out Kyle."
I
I think I said to myself, I was like, "Let me try out Kai," and then I started
I
liking him.
really like
Damn,
Kai's
Kyle.
design.
Kyle, that's the character. I think the redesign was great.
I love that redesign.
I think Kai's XR design is actually probably my favorite of his designs in the series. I prefer his longer hair, his ponytail type thing.
See,
Oh, what
I liked Leo's XR design better than
For
Strive's.
Jacko's XR design much more.
Okay, sorry to cut you guys off, but what the hell is with this Hisako character? She just freaking like
Oh,
spider
She's
crawl away to the corner.
nuts.
yes. So this is Shin Hisako. She's a variant of Hisako. I don't know the full story behind her. But she fights with a katana, and she sends out like that orb. There's like a ghostly orb that she can send out, and if she strikes it, it sends that like X projectile at you.
Okay.
But her instinct is she sends out these like this pit of hands that you can do some really dirty setups with. And if they grab you, I think it does like 20%. So now she could teleport to that orb.
Kai was
too.
supposed to have a rifle. Why doesn't he have a GAT, guys? Why don't we give Kai the GAT?
He already has it with Stun Edge.
Yeah.
I was gonna say. He already got a gun.
Kai
What?
with the GAT, what's up?
Plus RTL is great.
See, he
Ride
can't
the
have a
lightning.
GAT because he doesn't have a boot. They give the, you give the GAT to the character with the fucking boot. I love
Unless
the,
it's
I love the
worse
Grand, I
than
love the
everyone
Grand Blue
else in the-
memes. Fucking Grand with Tim's on was one of the best things that ever happened to that game.
I probably said more swears tonight than you guys have ever said in the history of this series. Almost swore again.
I'm happy. I can finally play that game now.
I know, right? Just so Jack came into the store and he was like, "I did it. I saved Grand Blue," and I'm like, "Yeah, with your your sign at the Smash tournament that they fucking
gave it
broke on
rollback.
you." I said, "Jack,
Uh,
we'll see if you saved it when the
okay.
price tag comes out."
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna be that much, but if it's a little high, people might get a
I
little
feel like
pissy about it.
I feel like it should be 40
It's
for
gonna be
like a brand new,
I told
fully
him-
with everything.
I told him, I was being honest, I was like 30 to 40 would be what I'd buy in at.
Oh yeah, if it's like all the current characters, all the new stuff, $40 brand new.
If they
I
want
get
to
it.
charge 60 to 70, I'm not buying it again.
Nope.
Street Fighter 6 has a public beta, so I can actually try it out before I buy it. It looks really good.
Oh, it's super good.
Dude, I can't wait to play with DJ. The character looks so cool.
Everybody wants to play with DJ.
Dude, he just looks so good. Looks fun.
Friggin' Evo Japan and Capcom Cup coming up. We're gonna see the final three.
I want to see Lily. I want little T-Hawk.
I want to see her too. I want to see all of them. I want to see how Zangief's gonna be. I want to see how Kami's gonna be, and I really want to see a 4-foot tall girl just ragdoll tossing people. Like I need this in my life.
I want to see everybody's
I
reaction
just
to
wanted to
Cammy.
play a good game.
To Cammy?
Yeah.
I want everybody's reaction to Cammy. That's what I would like to see.
I just want to play a good game, and I think the game's going to be a good game, so...
Sorry, I'm scrolling through chat, seeing if I missed anything.
I'm just gonna be excited that everyone's playing my game again.
Yeah, I've seen your Twitter. All it is clips of you playing Street Fighter 5. It's great.
Still have that clip saved with you and fucking Goose, man. That Chris entered. What did we say? Like he entered God mode or some shit like that.
Oh God.
Most of you guys.
You were on a
played the
pixel and
beta.
you brought it back. It was insane.
Most of you guys played the beta, right?
Yeah.
I have not played
Yeah, I did.
the beta, sadly.
You did. Oh, good, good. What after playing the beta? What do you think could make this game go wrong?
What can make it go wrong?
Yeah, where it's like they messed up at this point.
A really bad balance patch.
Yeah. It felt pretty good, I have to say.
Like their design philosophy would just have to be thrown out the window.
Joey says Guile being too strong.
Guile's fine.
Bendy, the guy who was in chat earlier, who was asking about ambient music, said, have you guys ever broken a bone in my DMs and now I'm worried?
Dandy says the lobbies crash day one and the DLC is not great. I expect the lobbies to crash day one. Are you kidding me?
Oh yeah, no.
I mean, with
There's
how massive
no way
the
in
game's
hell
gonna
it's
be,
not going
yeah.
to.
Oh yeah, no, they're not gonna crash. they're
They're
not
not
gonna
crash.
crash.
How did Strive lobbies look day one? Because they didn't get into Strive until December 2021.
Ooh,
Oh.
Strive was rough.
They had their
on
some
launch,
pretty bad moments.
I thought that was like Strive's
Is-
big thing. Was
the
like
thing,
the
thing with
internet
6 is that it's working flawlessly out of the gate before it's even finished. Do you guys remember the SF5 beta?
Yeah. The
It
beta,
didn't
the-
work. It didn't work.
it was rough.
It just didn't work, period. And 6 is working flawlessly. And it's not finished. I mean, of course, something could go wrong when it comes out, but like, even so, like, the people that are on board now, the dev team and the people in charge, it's very different. Like, what you saw at the end of SF5 is what we need now, is what we have now. Like, they're gonna kill it.
I know the game's going to be good, but I'm wondering if it's going to be something I can truly invest time into, because I need a new fighting game. I'm starting to get bored of Strive, and by the time it comes out, hopefully I can sink my teeth into it, you know?
That's up to you. We're all gonna be playing it.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
Everybody's gonna.
it'll be hot for a while because we don't know when anything else is coming out yet.
Yeah.
You know, Tekken doesn't have a date, and NetherRealm is still just in the shadows,
Yeah.
chilling.
NetherRealm makes the Mortal Kombat games, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the big three.
I think SF6 does need a fully open beta just so we can test the servers.
Hope they have an open beta so I can try out the game.
T8 needs to tell me that there's crossplay and rollback, or I'm out. I think that's everybody at this point.
Is it a possibility?
But I'm gonna be honest with you. No matter how many times all these people say I'm out, all you motherfuckers are gonna buy it anyways.
Oh yeah, and I think they know that because it's like, it's probably gonna have it, but like,
I can't think of a
if they don't, it's still gonna sell amazingly well. Tekken sold like what 8 million copies now.
Yeah, it's
for
wild
Tekken 7,
for a fighting game.
and the online is garbage. Like, they know people are gonna buy it.
You see, you just said it. You'll get it heavy on sale or Game Pass. That still counts. You're
still getting
gonna
it.
buy
You're still buying it.
Still gonna play it.
Don't buy
Say
it.
I'm gonna play
If you
it.
don't want to play it, don't buy it.
Do I
But
hope
I
it
can't
has those
resist
things?
spending
Yes.
$70.
I hope it has those things. Because I do like Tekken.
What was
That
it?
collection edition's gonna look like.
It's
Bro, it better be good.
if I remember, the Tekken 7 one was good.
Yeah, it was Heihachi
Heihachi
and
catching
Kazuya.
by the foot. That statue.
Good one, Rick. Man, I hate that character.
Yeah, Tekken 7 was way before crossplay, but it was way after good online.
I mean, all these games are. I mean, Skullgirls
Yeah.
had good online in fucking 2012.
The problem with online for fighting games was that it was solved a long time ago.
True.
It was
Negative
solved with
200 pounds.
GPO. It was solved in like 2008.
Speaking of Skullgirls, that soundtrack's fucking banger too.
Is that? I've heard a lot of good things about the game itself.
The game is
Um,
amazing.
Is that something that I should add to my list of to react tos?
And check it out first.
Well, that's not really a reaction.
Yeah,
You-
react to it.
I mean, do you
I
like piano?
I mean, yeah.
Do you like jazz?
The soundtrack or the
I
game in
like
general?
jazz.
Then check it out.
Do you like jazz?
Yeah, jazz is.
Who said
jazz
that?
is-
I
Who said
did.
that?
I
I
did.
like jazz.
You
The
like-
B movie. You like
That's a very dated
jazz?
joke, but I don't care. I love it.
So good.
Here's the thing about Skullgirls for me. It's a game I should love, but I don't care for it.
I love it. I
Why,
love that
why
game.
should you love it? Why should you love it?
I know what he's
Because
gonna
it's
say.
it literally has everything that you need.
Why don't you love it?
I don't know. I've tried it a few times,
Rick, you're
and
killing
it just doesn't feel right to me. Like when I play a game, it has to feel good.
I just envision Jay like walking into the shop with a fucking sign. I choose violence today.
Choose violence today.
I'm gonna play the character everybody hates.
This fucking character. This fucking character.
He's the happy chaos of this fucking game.
What, Shadow Jago?
Yeah. Everybody hates this character.
Oh, he's a Shoto with teleports. I
He's
should be
wicked.
playing this
He's
character.
really good.
Dude, he's got teleports, he's got a full screen slide, he's got air fireballs.
Oh wow, this looks like my character. This looks
Oh,
like my
no.
character.
You want to drop in the leaderboards too? You want to drop in the friendship leaderboards?
I'll have this
Listen,
game.
Chris, I'm letting you know. My son tried picking this character. I almost disowned him. He's 5. All right? I'm just letting you know.
Why? You should have mirror matched him. Be his ass.
Oh man.
Yeah, Chris, you probably would like this character though.
Funny shit.
I just look at and then he's got this state that if this instinct state, he's got basically it's a raging demon. And depending on how much instinct meter he's got, it could do up to 50%. So somebody does something unsafe, you pop instinct, go into raging demon, 50% gone. Like that.
I couldn't do KI either. Too much mental stack for me.
Oh, it's the mind games, man. The mind games.
Well, you were denied your demon.
Pat just got plus 100
Also, this game
paparazzi
being on
points.
Xbox for
I
years.
gotta be
will
honest
turn
with you
off
too.
for me.
That's the first win I've ever had in the against one of you guys and I'm glad we filmed it. So
Yes.
Maybe the last match.
Now you can retire.
yeah, I'm done.
Dude, you can be like me. I won. All right, I'm done now. I'm
I had
retiring.
I had a really tough match in the tournament. I didn't do well. I make it the comeback in the courtroom, and I'm done. I can leave now.
Yep.
It's
And,
Rocky 2.
And
Yeah,
you know
guys on
what?
the
You walked out of here 100 paparazzi points richer. Just
Yeah.
saying. You're moving up the leaderboards, and I appreciate that about you.
Once I get my HDMI port fixed on my Xbox One, I'm gonna be playing Killer Instinct with you guys.
Hell yeah. Get a
Yeah,
pick.
just I tried Skullgirls a few times and it just didn't feel good to me.
What are the zoners in Killer Instinct like?
Like this, like how Glacius is right now. Which I'm a big fan of how he zones, but I just think he's cool.
I know Cole
Glacius,
had
you
a
think is cool?
crazy one.
I do think it's cool. Is that stupid?
No, he's just a cool ice alien.
Yeah, I mean,
Literally.
that's just it. It's just
Jay asked, Rick, does beer have a conversion rate to paparazzi points?
Does beer have a conversion rate to pop?
Can I just be a sellout who stays even between Shago and six packs?
Damn.
You might win some favor if you bring some Keystone Light to the shop one day. You know, I don't know. We'll see.
Bro, I'm so upset that we can't get booze for Saturday.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
at
saw
the,
that. They don't have their license or whatever.
Yeah, it's
Event
something about the
license.
liquor. It's something with New York State. Things have been
Always.
janked since pandemic.
Are you playing Strive, Chris?
I need to warm up immensely. I'm gonna play for that. Like I'm just there to hang out and play. Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna be playing ST. I'm gonna be playing. I'm there just to hang out.
Jay, this is why paper bags. You're not wrong. You're not wrong, friend.
That's something a
That
Shago
is
player would
very
say.
true. That is
That's
very
something a
true.
Shago player would say.
It's not like we can't bring
degenerate
anything.
amongst society.
It's not like we can't bring anything, but the whole thing was like, oh, we're gonna have a cash bar, and then they couldn't get their license.
Oof.
Man, I wish I could come over to more locals with you guys, but sadly, I don't have any rods.
Man.
Did pretty good on time. We're
Yeah, fun conversations. Good lobby. Good solid lobby.
So we'll wrap it up after this match. You got the Shrake and the Honen. The Blanca guy.
What's the while this match goes on, what's the first album you guys ever got or purchased with your own money?
No.
Does it matter the format?
No.
Album, whatever, vinyl, CD, cassette.
Doesn't matter.
don't
First one you purchased with your own money. How about
I
that?
have mine. Will
Alright.
Smith's Lost and Found.
Damn.
I was big into Will Smith when I was a kid, and that was like my first trip into hip hop and rap, and it was Will Smith.
Wow. Okay.
I'm so embarrassed to say mine.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Creed, Weathered.
Dude,
Ooh,
don't hate on
that's
Creed.
cringe.
don't hate on Creed.
Don't
Listen,
hate on Creed.
I have Creed's every single member's signature in a framed picture inside my closet that I got for $20 at a
Bro,
garage
you
sale.
need help.
Dude, $20 at a garage sale. I was like, this is the best purchase I've ever made. Don't hate on
You
Creed.
need help.
Bro,
Creed
this is
is-
the
Scott's Trap
only
got
album I
got a
bought
great
for, like,
voice.
10 years.
Mark Tremonti is one of the best guitarists
Yes.
out there.
Yes.
If you've heard, I mean, if you listen to Alter Bridge is just better Creed.
100%. But
What's
it's just
I've heard
Joke.
Altered Bridge is
It's just
actually
him.
really good.
Wait,
post
what's
grunge. I just
Chris, what songs were on that album though? Like, I only know like two or three
like,
Creed
My
songs.
Sacrifice.
Oh yeah.
I think like Wash Away Those Years. Let me look it up.
what's the one with the tree where the members are being carved in? It's
That's
so
the one.
bad.
That's it. Weathered. That's it.
Yeah, it's awful.
Showed up and dead on a
What?
Sunday
Look at this.
morning.
Look
Weird
at this.
Al.
We're making some Creed
Yeah,
fans.
One Last Breath. Don't Stop. Do you want to know why I bought this album?
What?
WWF.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, they were huge. They were huge back in the day.
Yeah.
But like, I was like, when you said cringe, I was thinking like some like cool cringe, like
Oh,
Limp
man.
Bizkit, you know, or Corn. And I was
No,
like,
I would
Creed.
Creed
I wish my
Creed
first
any
album
day.
was Limp Bizkit.
Creed any day over Limp Bizkit.
Now
I
move in, now
respect-
move out, hands up.
Nah.
Fred Durst. I respect Fred Durst for like renouncing his entire fan base, which is like ridiculous to do as a musician. But like, did you guys know he did that? He literally like
No. But
yeah,
what is
Fred.
apparently Fred Durst has a day after him. Like Fred Durst Fridays. Have you
I
heard
thought
about
it was-
this?
Wes Borland is unironically the greatest
Wait,
guitarist
yeah,
in
go
90s
back.
metal.
Pat, we'll go back. What did you mean he renounced his entire fan base? Like, what was the story behind that?
So Fred Durst. Now, if you look up like what he does now, Fred Durst likes jazz music, and he is not into the music that he made. And granted, he's a musician. He's grown. However, he stated that he made Limp Bizkit because he used to get bullied as a kid. He was, thrown around, and he made Limp Bizkit like, I'm tough. I'm getting back at you. That was his whole thing. And it was that
Whole
one of the,
genre?
yeah, I mean, there was a specific time, and you can look this up. This is not like I just made this up or heard it from somebody.
No.
And he noticed that the people that would bully him, the same type of people were using his music to kind of fuel that. They were kind of taking the music the wrong way.
So true.
And he was just like, that's not who it's for. To heck with this. My music, I didn't accomplish what I wanted with my music, it's literally like renouncing your fan base, he's trying to renounce like these douchebag like guys who would just like hit the gym, bully people and stuff like that. And he's not proud of what he did with Limp Bizkit because he didn't accomplish his goal. He didn't empower. He instead brought about more bullying, which he
You want one of the most nutty things you'll ever hear in your life? Wes Borland, the guitarist for Limp Bizkit, one-hand finger-picked every single song on their debut.
Yeah, that guy's a menace.
He is a monster. You know, one of his favorite albums is Radiohead's OK Computer. You played Airbag live once, and I'm just like, Jesus Christ, bro, you're a genius. Wes Borland's
Mr.
God.
Joe, brother. Mr. Joe brought up the Undertaker using Limp Bizkit's music. Yeah, I mean, like once you think about it, it makes sense, and I feel bad because Fred Durst kind of got a lot of trash thrown at him too. Like people started like ripping him apart. Did you guys see that a town offered to name their new like waste management like place, basically their dump, and they were like, write in your names, and Fred Durst was number 1.
Jesus.
Yeah, so I mean, I get why the guy's a little tortured, and that's a tough thing to do, to tell your fan base like, no, you guys took the music the wrong way.
I mean, they also like almost burned down Rome.
Yeah, didn't they rape people there too? Like, wasn't like 90s?
Woodstock 99
99
is
was
one of the
horrible.
most crazy things you'll ever read up on.
Yeah.
Like, it was slightly before my time. Like I was in like 2nd grade when that happened, but like I'm 30 minutes from Rome. Like Rome is in between where I am and where you guys are.
Yeah,
Like,
I didn't realize it was.
Journey
in Rome.
was there, and I used to work over there. Yeah, it was on the Griffith Air Force Base. So
Yeah.
literally, that's just pavement, and it's the middle of the summer, and there's no trees. So it's like 90, 100 degrees, and water's like $8 back in 1999, and it was
Man,
just
that was a good
playground
year.
for the disaster.
Like, it's hard to describe how many things went wrong because it was a culmination of a million things going wrong. Plus, you put some of the most douchey music, which I don't hate bands like Limp Bizkit and Korn, but the type of fans of those musics aren't really the most calm. And if you didn't know, Red Hot Chili Peppers did a cover of Jimi Hendrix's "Fire," and they passed out candles for "Under the Bridge," I believe is the name of the song. And people started burning down crap with the candles. They burned down a cell phone tower. Not a cell phone tower, but a phone tower. It's crazy.
People just feel the music,
It was literally. It was
Can't
Literally
literally.
them in
good.
different ways.
Can't Stop's a good song.
It's weird because it was literally the 90s and grunge and just like that like feeling just imploding like right there in our backyard, no less.
Yeah.
I don't remember what
Did
album
I
it was,
did I miss
but,
somebody compared Korn to Limp Bizkit? Did I miss that?
Yeah,
Oh,
someone
fun.
did. He mentioned
That is a wild
Love
take.
Korn. I love Korn. They're one of my favorite metal bands of all time. I understand that they're cringy, but I don't care. Like, their first 2 albums are phenomenal. They got some gnarly riffs. They got some groovy ass bass
Oh,
lines.
I like Korn. I think Korn's cool. I just
Dude.
can't believe we went this entire stream without really talking about Disturbed.
What
Like
Dolly
David
Parton done?
David Draymond, one of the best voices.
Nothing about Disturbed. I just, I don't like that one song. I call it the domestic abuse solo song. Can't remember the name
Oh
of it.
Down with the Sickness.
Down with the Sickness. Yeah, we're-
Domestic abuse solo. That's
where
what I
his-
call it.
Domestic abuse, like that was like his mom.
yeah, where his mother just comes in the studio and beats the shit out of him while he sings his hit. Dude, that's the cringiest shit possible. Like
Yes.
like it's like, no, mommy, don't. It's like, what is wrong with you?
You just sounded like the Cookie Monster for a second.
who is jamming out in their car and goes, yo, this is my favorite part? It's like, mommy, don't hit me.
Or like every time that comes on and they actually play that part, I'm just like, what the fuck?
The fan base is like, don't do that. You don't need to do that part. Just do the wah wah part again.
Like, they do the words like wah wah wah, and they're like, yeah.
Yeah. I remember he yelled at a woman for using her phone during a concert, and he was like, "Oh, if you use your phone, get the fuck out!" And she was like, "I'm just checking in with my sitter," and he's like, "Oh, okay. Hope your baby's doing all right." I was like, "Fuck you! It's a concert. It's not a comedy show, dude. Like, people are gonna use their
Oh,
phone."
like, people have shit going on.
Yeah, right. I'm like, dude, take
Not a
what-
phase, Bob.
Like I paid the ticket. Shut up.
Yeah, down with the sickness. Jesus Christ, man, you got some real sickness, brother. Oh,
Make with the music. Let's go.
yeah.
For me,
Domestic abuse solo. That's what we should coin that song. The domestic abuse solo.
Yeah,
There's,
honestly, guys, I'm not gonna lie. Listening to that song, that part's never like clicked in my mind of like
Yeah.
bothering me. You know what I mean? But until
Really?
you guys started saying like, "Oh yeah, this is real," like,
Well, because if you ever sing it, like if you were like at home making dinner with your kid, and all of a sudden you're just like, "Please, mommy, don't hit me," my god!
Some shitty YouTube parody back in like 2015 where it's like, no, mommy, don't do me again. Don't do me again. I'll be a good bull. I'll be a good bull.
Yeah,
No,
now that you guys
yeah.
say it, it is kind of
That
fucked up.
Yeah,
you
that
guys
does
know that
happen.
parody, right?
Kinda.
Yeah.
We all turned a blind eye to that. I forgot. We were just like, no, he didn't do that part.
I'll be a good bull. I'll be a good bull. No, mommy.
forgot. I forgot he does say, "I'll be a good boy, dude." That's like it's like a weird
Yeah,
thing.
it is weird now that you guys are saying that. It's super weird.
We
I'm glad
said
we
we were gonna
ended-
do one more match, and now we did 3.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm glad
we gotta wrap this up, Vinny.
Yeah. So
Sorry, Vinny.
you're fine. It was entertaining. Can't just stop a conversation from happening.
And I'm glad
Bring it.
we're gonna end this stream by making fun of Disturbed. That's really funny.
But we could.
So
You know what we should have ended the stream making fun of?
I agree, Viking. The
Please,
intro of that song did desensitize us to the rest of the
It
song.
did. He's right. He's right.
100%.
We were
We
like,
should
that
have
song
made
is
fun of
awesome.
Weezer at least once.
Oh, I got away with that. Now I can do whatever I want.
Yeah. It definitely 100% desensitized. Oh, man.
it was entertaining. This was fun.
It was
Good conversations.
You
Yeah,
guys
we did
have
have a good
me on.
time.
Sadly, we gotta wrap it up for the night.
That's fine
Good.
by me.
Gotta be up early.
Thank you guys for coming. Thank you to those who came in late as well.
Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, I had a blast, Vinny. Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah. it was fun.
Thanks for having me.
So, like I said, next week, Rocket League. We're talking about Rocket League. We have the tournament, and then the week after, everybody that goes to Frosty, I'd like to have everybody on. I'd like to talk to you guys about your experience. If you want to come on,
I'll think about it.
it'd be fun.
Guys ever do more
It'll
music?
depend on how he does.
So, but that's the schedule for the roundtable for the next 2 weeks. Everyone knows that Saturday is the King of Salt City in Syracuse. If you play fighting games and you're local, and if you're not local and you're not that far away, your ass should try to go to it. It'll be fun.
I'm showing up. Play
Be a
ST.
blast.
Join us.
The four tournament games are Strive, Tekken 7, ST, and Central Fiction.
Yes.
But I'm pretty sure there'll be a ton of other stuff there to play with as well. So, yeah. Rick, got anything you want to add?
No, I just want to get this degenerate character off screen right now.
I kind of figured you were going to say that. So,
Be focused.
again, guys, thank you for coming on. This was fun. Have you back again.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, everybody, for coming on. Good talks. Good lobby. I enjoyed it.
Take care, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Have a good one.
See you.
Kenyon, would you like to do the honors of ending the stream since you're actually here?
Take us home, Kenyon.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Home.
Good night and good luck.
Have a good night, everybody.
All right.
Peace.
Please.